Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono was the first president who was directly elected by the people in the second round of the presidential elections on September 20, 2004. The best alumni of the Indonesian Military Academy, familiarly we called as SBY, was born in Pacitan, East Java on September 9, 1949. SBY was the only child of Sukoco and Siti Habibah couple. The blood of the soldier descended from his retired father as first lieutenant, while his mother is the daughter of one of the founders of the Islamic boarding school. Sekolah Rakyat is the most decisive foothold for SBY. When sitting in 5th grade for the first time, SBY knew and was familiar with the name of the National Military Academy in Magelang, Central Java. SBY then continued his education at Pacitan Public Middle School. Since childhood, SBY aspired to become a soldier by entering the Indonesian Forces Academy after graduating from high school at the end of 1968. However, because of his late registration, SBY didn't enter Akabri, and eventually he became a mechanical engineering student at Institute 10 November. In 1970, SBY finally entered Akabri in Magelang, Central Java, after passing the final acceptance exam in Bandung. SBY is one generation with Agus Wirahadikusuma, Ria Mizard Riyakudu, and Prabowo Subianto. In 2000, SBY began his political step by deciding to retire earlier than the military. SBY was then appointed to serve as Minister of Mines and Energy during the administrations of President Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid. Shortly thereafter, SBY had to leave his position as Minister of Mines and Energy because Gus Dur asked him to serve as Coordinating Minister for Politics and Security. On August 10, 2001, President Megawati trusts SBY as Coordinating Minister for Politics and Security in the Gotong Royong Cabinet. But on March 11, 2004, SBY chose to resign from his positions of Coordinating Minister for Politics and Security. This step of resignation makes it more free to exercise political rights that will lead him to the top of the seat of national leaderships. In the first presidential elections, SBY, who was paired with Yusuf Kala, won the trust of the majority of the Indonesian people with votes above 60%. And on October 20, 2004, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono with Yusuf Kala was appointed as the 6th President and Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia.
Hello everyone, my name is Salsabila. Here I want to explain you all about Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's ideology. As we know, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono is the 6th President of Republic Indonesia and lasted for 2 periods. And we can see that he is such a person who adheres to strong and mature about democratic values. This is directly expressed by Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono when he was attending the inauguration of members Representative House of Republic Indonesia in 2014. Now we can see from Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's family background. We know that his father, such a disciplined soldier, studied and worked hard to reach his goals. And that's why Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono wants to be a soldier just like his father. And he believes that if he can be a soldier like his father, that he has served the country through his service as a soldier. And Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono has introduced himself as the face of democratic and the new figure of leadership. And we know that Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, since he joined the first time in the politics, that he has participated the political party, and we know the political party is Partai Demokrat. In connection to the recruitment system, the selections of candidate characteristic is required accordance in values and ideology belief by the political party. From this statement that we can see if Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono has the same ideologies and related ideologies just like in Partai Demokrat. And from this that we can say if Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's ideologies is democratic. And since reform era in 1998, that we know Indonesia's democracy has grown so strong, and Indonesia's democracy at that time increased and developed so far. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono stressed that with the progress of democracy can be used to it can be used to achieve the interests of the people, not for the certain group. And another thing that reflects Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono as a follower of democratic ideology is marked by the vision and mission of his government to strengthen the pillars of democracy, as well as the democratization of development by providing sufficient space and then for participation, also creativity of all components of the nation. And then Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, we know that he is a person who adheres the trias politica concept. And trias politica concept is a concept that where government power in a country shouldn't be delegated to structural power, but must be separated in different state institutions.
President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's foreign policy is based on the principle making a 1 million friends and 0 enemies. This motto means that Indonesia, as a country that able to establish a cooperation in all directions. Now, how? First, improving the country's image. Since the Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono was re-elected in 2009, determined to take advantage of the Indonesian's image as a functioning Muslim democracy, he began to redefine the country's foreign policy priorities to move beyond the confines of the ASEAN. And Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, asking diplomats in Indonesia to how to improve the Indonesian's image. First is taking the active role in the ASEAN or regional organization. Under the Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono as a president, Indonesia devoted significant energy, time, and resources to the ambitious project of creating the ASEAN community by 2015. And he also played the instrumental role in the ASEAN summit, using his influence, personal, and with the other leader to advance the ASEAN economic community project. And President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono also participated in a regional organization such as ASEAN Plus 3, the East Asia Summit, the two forums that have contributed significantly to the contemporary regional architecture in the Asia Pacific region. The United States and Russia joined the East Asia Summit in 2011, while the Indonesia was a chair of ASEAN. Since the 19th ASEAN Summit was produced, the third Bali Concord, a declaration setting out common platform for the ASEAN's countries' engagement with the global political, security, economy, socio-cultural, and it will be the expand to the organization's reach to the global affair. Now, the number 2 is highlight the Indonesian's position in the world's community. As a president, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono also pursued his policy of greater international engagements through the United Nations. In the 2013, he became the CEO chair of the United Nations High-Level Panel of the Eminent Person on the post-2015 development agenda. Interest in the G20 is like infrastructure development, financial inclusion, monetary coordinations, and about the anti-corruptions. Number 3, promoting the democracy. Through the Bali Democracy Forum, Indonesia was able to promote its belief that democracy had to be the home ground, and there was no single standard in democracy.
influenced Indonesian foreign policy making during Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's second term. First is ASEAN. ASEAN influenced the making of Indonesian foreign policy during the second period of Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono because in the second period of its administration, Indonesia played an important role in ASEAN. This effective foreign policy made by Indonesia. Second is United Nations. UN or United Nations became an important actor because SBY was chosen as co-chair of the UN high-level panel. Indonesian foreign policy must be in accordance with the UN. The next is conclusion. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, or we know as SBY, was the sixth president of Indonesia. Before being elected as Indonesian president, SBY was served as a Minister of Mining and Energy and also as Menko Polsoskam during the reign of Gus Dur. And during the Megawati administration, SBY was appointed as Coordinator Minister of Politics and Security in the Mutual Cooperation Cabinet, or we call as Cabinet Gotong Royong. SBY subsequently resigned as ministry and then ran for president in 2004 and was elected as Indonesian sixth president. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, as Indonesian sixth president, is the person who addressed to strong and mature democracy value. It can be said that the ideology exposed by Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono is related to the political parties he has followed since the beginning of his career, and that is the Democratic Party. The ideology of democracy who adopted by SBY can also be seen from the vision and mission he has, and also SBY is the person who addressed to Trias Politica. SBY foreign policy based on the principle of making a million friends and zero enemies. Several Indonesian foreign policy during SBY's administration are focused on improving the country's image, taking an active role in regional organization, expand the organization reach into global affairs, highlight Indonesian position in world community, and promoting democracy. And we can say that Yudhoyono is successfully to constructing positive image of Indonesia as a country that we tolerant, moderate, and increasingly confident in its ability to play a more prominent role in international affairs.